Welcome back to DSP's Inbox, Part 2. Part 1, we had some really good questions. We're actually going to get into even some better questions now. In my opinion, might be the better of the two parts because it has a lot of interesting questions and things that I might have some good insight on. So the first question, this is a good one. I've been actually wanting to address this one, okay? Hi Phil, my name is Bobby, oops, he wanted me to tell everyone that his name was BSNISL. Fuck you. Anyway, okay, here's the question. I was scrolling through TV Guide and I saw a new episode of World Cyber Games Ultimate Gamer was on, and I didn't know it had a new season, so I decided to watch it. The first thing I see when I turn it on is Justin Wong, and I'm like, holy shit, you talk about him all the time. Then I saw him playing Tekken, and I was talking to my brother and saying, well, if DSP was part of this, he'd be kicking everyone's ass. So for the idiots who couldn't figure out the question by now, here it is. Would you ever consider being part of the World Cyber Games Ultimate Gamer? Funny story. I was approached to be part of that show for this season that Justin Wong is on. To be completely honest, if you want my opinion, they probably wanted me over him. And one of the agents contacted me, and I was going back and forth with him a little bit earlier this year, very early in the year actually. I believe it was right about when it hit, January when it became 2010. And I went online and I started watching some of the episodes from last year to see what it was about. And honestly, I don't know. For me, it didn't look that good because, first of all, it didn't seem that much about the games. It was like, okay, they're gaming, but also here now if you're gonna play, if it's a baseball game, you play the baseball game. But then they were also actually swinging baseball bats at real balls and stuff, or oh, it's a real dance party. Or I think the one that really shocked me was like, alright, so there was a racing game, but then they had to get inside this Formula 1 replica car that was jolting them all around like this, and they had to do like a driving simulation. And I was like, if the show was just about gaming, I probably would have done it. I probably would have looked into it and maybe done it, but it's not. It's about all this other shit that seems that may be even physically taxing, and unfortunately, because as a lot of you, most of you I'm sure know by now, I have a back injury. I can't do a lot of physical stuff. So just for example, if I were in that Formula 1 car or whatever and I started jolting around, that could seriously injure my back, just the wrong jolt the wrong way, and I could be in the hospital, I could need surgery. So unfortunately, it kind of sucks because here's a show that's supposed to be about gaming, but because the producers of the show wanted it to be more than just gaming, because again, people don't know how to sell video games yet. Here we are, so far into the 21st century, video games are bigger than movies, yet still no one understands how to sell video games. These producers think that just showing a show of video game footage isn't enough to basically hook people, and so they have to throw all these gimmicks in. And unfortunately, I couldn't do them because of my back injury. It sucks, and if this were like 3 years ago, I would have been first in fucking line, but because of what's happened with my back, I can't do it. And yeah, I know Justin Wong's on there. I knew he was on there because the #1 excuse that I heard when he lost at EVO this year, that's right, when he lost the Super Street Fighter 4 to two relatively unknown players, the excuse was, oh, well, he hasn't been playing, he's been practicing for this World Cyber Games Ultimate Gamer. I'm going to give you a hint. Justin Wong didn't win, okay? Now, I'm not saying that because I know for a fact Justin Wong can't win a thing like World Cyber Gamers Ultimate Gamer because Justin Wong is a person who focuses only on fighting games. The only reason he's as good as he is because he plays the living fuck out of them. He has made it his, mission since the year 2000 that he was going to spend the majority of his life sitting there and playing fighting games. And so he's become the best fighting game player in the United States. You're not going to quickly learn how to do that with other games. In fact, he can't even do it with different fighting games for the most part, especially when he fights a specialist like me. I played Super Street Fighter 3 Turbo for a long time. He was trying to learn the game for a while, but then I beat his ass every time I played him in tournament. At least, the last couple times when I was actually taking it seriously. And since then, he admitted, alright, you're better than me at that game. It's the same thing with these other games. These other people are going to beat his ass at every game type but these fighting games. And, when I say that, he's pretty decent at most fighting games. He's really good at Tekken and Street Fighter in particular. So any of those games, if they haven't played, he's going to he will dominate everyone. But anything outside of that, he's going to fail. And if he does win, it's going to be lucky or it's going to be staged. There's no way. So, whatever. The other thing I want to say, Justin Wong's a good kid and all, but he's just not very interesting. I mean, he doesn't have like a crazy, interesting personality. It's funny because they made a documentary about him or something in Chinatown, The King of Chinatown. Who wants to watch Justin Wong for an hour and a half? Like, I'd fall asleep. I would literally get a fucking pillow like this in the theater, and I go to sleep on my shoulder because he's just not a character. He's not. He's always been this more quiet kind of a guy. Yeah, he says things from time to time, but he's not the vocal kind of person who has that kind of personality that people attract to. I honestly think I do have that kind of personality, and that's why a lot of people find me, interesting on YouTube, and why I've had such popularity. So yeah, I think that would be a really good thing. If I had gotten on that show, I think it would have been amazing, for my popularity, and also I think a lot of people would have enjoyed it, but unfortunately, because of the constraints of the show and the way that the show works, I couldn't do it. So it would be nice if someone could speak to the producers and say, hey, knock on the door. Hey, Mr. Producer, wake the fuck up. The show's about gaming, not about physical activities. This isn't Double Dare where you're doing physical challenges. This is about being the best overall gamer. You want to know the truth? I'm probably one of the best overall gamers in the country because I play all the major games. I play them not super competitively, but you saw when I was playing Modern Warfare 2 and other things, I was getting okay and decent at them, at least enough to know the basics and things like that. I'm really good at Street Fighter, and other games, like classic games, there's been, events that they've had at, like, Midwest Championships that I've gone to where they have, like, a random games tournament where you have, like, a fighting game, a beat-em-up game, a racing game. They actually had the Nintendo World Championships cartridge one year in the finals. I won that tournament because I'm just overall pretty good at all kinds of different games. I think I could take something like that World Cyber Games Ultimate Gamer. Again, the problem is they don't want it all about gaming. They wanted all these bullshit side things that I can't do because of my physical limitations. So that's the truth. I was approached. I turned them down, and they ended up getting Justin Wong, which is cool. I wish him the best. I know he didn't fucking win, so it's kind of funny. But anyway, it is what it is. Maybe someone will grow a brain and they'll invite me to the show next season and say, instead of worrying about the physical stuff, she'll just play games. Because that's what the show should be about anyway. Then again, if you knew how to run a show, you wouldn't have to put physical shit into it. You'd have enough things with gaming to entertain the people watching. But, you need a brain to understand that as well. A couple more questions. Hey DSP, a few days ago Ubisoft announced that Mass Effect 2 will be coming to the PS3 in January of next year. I did hear about this. How do you feel about this? Are you mad, glad, or do you not really care? Keep up the great videos. From John F. Well, John, let me actually get a quick sip here. Excuse me. Another good question. I guess the real answer here would be, why would I have any feeling about it? Because I've already played Mass Effect 2 and beat it. It seems to me that every time there's some kind of announcement that a game is going cross-platform that wasn't previously cross-platform, that one side or the other just, oh, we got you, because now the game's coming to your console, or this console, or that console, and yeah, you thought you were the best system, but fuck you, because now we're getting the game that was an exclusive. I don't understand this mentality, because here's the thing. Mass Effect 2 came out at the beginning of this year. So the game's old, okay? Anyone who wanted to play it has played it by now. I really, really doubt there's anyone who was dying to play Mass Effect 2 who said, well, I only have a PS3. I'm not going to play it because it's not on PS3. I mean, let's face it. Gamers today are investing a lot more money in things like that into the gaming because the consoles are more expensive, the accessories are expensive, the games are expensive. So they understand it's an expensive hobby. And if you wanted to play this game so badly, you would have went and bought a 360 for $150 and you would have played it. I don't think this is any giant win for Sony because they're getting Mass Effect 2 so late. And in addition to that, I don't think they've announced really that there's any exclusivity to this release. There's nothing special that's coming out on the PS3 version that would make you want to buy that one over the 360 version. So what's the big deal? I don't understand. This is just like the announcement when the Fallout expansions were coming out for PS3 and things like that. Oh, we got those too, see? You guys downloaded them on Xbox Live, but now we got them too. And it's like, and? Like, I don't understand. It's already out. The game's old. It's done. It's a dead issue. Is it cool that maybe there were some people who were on the fence about it and now they'll be able to get it because all they had was a PS3? Yeah, that's cool, but I don't think it should be viewed as any kind of a massive coup or a win for Sony. If anything, Sony should be pissed that it took them so long to get the game to begin with, and I really don't think you're going to see any significant sales, meaning like anything amazing like how it sold on the 360. You're going to see maybe a quarter of that, if that. So I don't know. I saw people commenting on my videos and stuff about it, which I don't understand why you're commenting about that on my videos when it have nothing to do with Mass Effect 2. But it was like, yeah, Sony forever, Sony wins, and all this. And then on the other side, it was like, fuck Sony, you guys had to wait so long. I mean, it's cool that you're getting the game. I say you're, but I say you're because I've already played the game. But I don't understand it. I don't think it's any kind of a significant announcement. There shouldn't be any hoopla about it. I don't know why people are upset or excited. Like I said, if you wanted to play the game by now, if you're really dying to play it, you thought it was the best game, it was going to be one of the best games of this year, you would have found a way to play it by now. The game's, what, 8 months old now? So, I mean, let's be realistic here. I'm confused about that whole issue, but those are my feelings. Do I think Sony got any big win? Absolutely not. Do I think Microsoft is losing anything? Absolutely not, because anyone who wanted to buy the game on 360 has bought it by now. You know, how many people go and buy the blockbuster game from the beginning of the year for Christmas? Nobody. You know, or maybe a few people who really, you know, kids who can't afford to buy games themselves. But anyone who wanted to play Mass Effect 2 at this point and could afford it themselves has played it. So, alright, a few more and then we're done. Next question. This is from Eric Rudenia. And the question is, hi Phil, in some videos you were making jokes about emo kids and them being suicidal and always crying. Oh, that's true. If you remember, sometimes I sing that song, how could this happen to me? Because it's really fucking emo. This guy says, uh-oh. Well, apparently I'm wrong. He says, well, that's not true. Emo is just music, nothing else. Only emo posers are suicidal, and because of those people, others don't like us. So could you please stop making jokes about us? Thanks. Well, Eric, that's just about a typical response I would expect from a whiny, bitchy, suicidal emo. So thank you very much for that message. Go slit your wrist. Fuck you. I'm just kidding, by the way. Up next, we have Hey Phil. Today it's August 11th, so I guess this person wrote me this question on August 11th. IGN announced that Duke Nukem Forever would return after its 13-year delay. Now, wait a minute. Even I have a hard time swallowing this, because you know how many times they made that announcement? Oh, it's coming back. It's been still in development. Oh, now it's coming back. No, another 2 years have passed. It's coming back. Like, this is the 10th time this has happened. They said that the team in charge of making the game would be Gearbox Software, the creators of Borderlands. Well, if that's the case, and the next, what is your opinion? And that's from Rachel Sandoval. If the makers of Borderlands make it, it's probably going to be good. Because Borderlands was a really good game, and I could actually see them tweaking the Borderlands engine to not be as much of an RPG, but to be a straight-up FPS with crazy weapons, maybe the cell shading, and that could be a pretty cool Duke Nukem game. But how do I feel at this point? And I hate to say this because I loved Duke Nukem. I actually played Duke Nukem when it was a new series in the 90s, and I mean the 3D games, obviously, not the 2D. I never played the 2D side-scroller. And I loved it. I thought the badass attitude, the main character, the rock music, the swearing, the gore, the nudity, the weapons, the gameplay, everything about it was amazing. It was an adult-oriented, game that was really entertaining. And after the ball got dropped and it took them over 10 years developing this damn game and never came out, everyone's like, at this point, would we love to see a Duke Nukem Forever finally come out? Yes, but it's just so far away from what I mean. Like, even if it comes out, it's not going to be what we wanted. We wanted this game that was going to be a true sequel to Duke Nukem, and that team's gone. That team's been disseminated, fired, laid off, whatever, and it's going to be a new team of people working on this game. It's just not going to be really Duke Nukem. In my opinion, just name it something else, seriously. Make a cool kick-ass FPS game, just name it something else. There's no reason to call it Duke Nukem Forever, because that's all it's going to be. It's going to have name notoriety, but it's not going to be another Duke Nukem game, let's face it. That hope is dead and buried, and just like some other things that we wait for forever and they never come true or come to fruition, you have to accept it. And I think anyone who's really been a hardcore fan, when they finally closed the studio that was developing the game, we said, alright, we understand, it's never coming out. So this is interesting news, but all this to me, this is the equivalent of them just buying a name and slapping it on another product. I really don't believe this is going to be a Duke Nukem Forever, but whatever. That's how they make money, right? Slap a name on something that has nothing to do, like when they slapped the Final Fantasy name on that 3D movie, The Spirits Within, that had nothing to do with Final Fantasy, yeah, everyone went to see it because they thought it was a Final Fantasy movie. Go figure. Alright, final question. Finally, I know it's been a lot of questions, but I hope you've enjoyed my answers. I've been pretty honest here. My question for you is, how do you think of some of the funny things you say during your videos? Do you write a script and think of jokes that would fit with whatever game you're playing, or do you just say things as you go? And that's from Noah Jefferson. Thanks for the question, Noah. The truth of the matter is 99% of the stuff I do is shooting from the hip, not rehearsed. Now, some of the things that are rehearsed are obviously if it's a Hateful Truth review or something like that, where I'm reviewing the game and I'm saying jokes or something happens and it's scripted. Yeah, obviously that's scripted. But any of the gameplay I do is completely live. My reactions are completely, honest and original and live and not, I don't pre-play the games. That's the thing. That's really what makes me different from the other people who do these playthroughs, or as people like to call them, let's plays. And let me just get this off my chest right now. I don't ever want to be called a let's player, and don't ever call me a let's player or that, because I don't know what the fuck a let's player is, alright? I started doing game footage on YouTube, and all of a sudden it became a fad to call anyone who did game footage let's players. How about let's shut the fuck up, because I don't want to be called a let's player, alright? I do something completely original. I play the game, I give live commentary with jokes that I can make up during it, which is basically like improv comedy, plus my reactions to what's actually going on. So for the common person to come and watch my videos, you're going to see, if you're the common person go to play a game, what your reactions would be like, and what's the toughest parts, the easiest parts, the funniest parts. You really get a feel for what the outsider would feel if they were playing that game for the first time, because that's exactly what I'm doing with my videos. I don't pre-play the games at all like a lot of these other people who do it. It's funny because I get a lot of comments, hate comments, that say, Phil, oh man, you suck because you don't practice beforehand, you just play, and sometimes you fail so bad and miserably, you suck, and you're bad, you're a bad influence, we watch you, and sometimes you die, and it's like, why did I waste my time watching it? If that's your attitude, you've completely missed the point, and I'm going to tell you right now, just stop watching my videos. Just press stop right now on this video. Don't ever watch another video of my gameplay again. Because the purpose of my videos is number 1, comedy, number 2, entertainment, and number 3, to actually, give the outsider an idea of what that game's like for the common person, not the person who's practiced the game to oblivion and can beat it in 5 minutes and do a perfect playthrough, without ever dying once. That's not what it's about. It's about showing you what the game's honestly like. And then number 4, yeah, sure, you could use my video playthroughs as like a walkthrough if you're stuck on certain parts. But for the most part, it's unique. It's meant to entertain you, make you laugh, make you enjoy the game with me as much as I'm enjoying it when I play it. I hope you enjoy it as well. And that's really what I'm trying to do and why I'm trying to be unique here. And so, no, I never practice. Everything, like I said, is shooting from the hip. It's more like improv comedy. And I don't know if you ever watch, but if you watch some of these videos of other stuff that I do outside of YouTube, like going on vacation, I joke like that with my friends too. We make those kinds of jokes all the time, and it's really just spontaneous like that. And you get good at it once you practice it. And, when you have an attitude that everything in life should be fun, and, you have to make the best and be positive and basically laugh as much as you can in life, well, you tend to find comedy in everything. And so I play these games, a game like Heavy Rain, where other people might think, oh, it's such a serious game, I can make a lot of fun out of it and make it one of my best playthroughs of all time. So that's it. That's the honest truth. Everything is live and not, pre-thought up or anything like that. I just shoot from the hip. I do it live, and that's how I like to do it. I do it live. That's right. Just like on fucking, what was that, Entertainment Tonight or whatever, do it live. So yeah, that's it. That was a shitload of questions, but I thought it was really good ones. It was worth 2 parts. And continue to send them. Again, dspinbox@hotmail.com. And I hope this answered a lot of your questions. I hope that, it spurs some conversation here, gets things going, and that's that. So, as I said, this is, obviously, if you're watching this live, meaning the day that this video comes out on Monday the 23rd of August, what my plan's coming up. This week I'm taking a break, not playing any games. I might be doing footage for Hateful Truth. I might be doing footage for the Halloween special. I'm basically going to be busy this week. And I won't be playing any games. So, but next week, Metroid Other M, and then we're back to 1 a week, a new game basically. So, here we go. We're into the home stretch of the year. My favorite time of the year for gaming. I'm excited. I hope you enjoyed the DSP inbox. Keep sending me the questions. I'll talk to you guys soon.